You also, sorry? Just show that to me. So it's kind of a more like a line, an exclamation mark. Okay. What have you done? You created a plus. And, okay, this is again randomized. It's a house.
Yeah,
but
randomized is plus.
Okay. So as you can see, your imagination has started moving all over the place. In fact, I don't think anyone repeated. Wow. Anyone? Wow. This, I wouldn't have expected that. I would have presumed at least a couple of pluses or similar kind of looking lines. So this is amazing. Now, let's move a step forward, okay? This was when you did your freewheeling. Now, I'm altering the way I gave you the gift, okay, to this. Now, I have arranged these 9 dots in a particular style. See, with creativity, what happens is, when you let your mind loose, you can go the way you just did a few minutes ago, in any direction. But the difference between creativity and innovation is when you start crystallizing and converging your thoughts with boundaries. I have set a boundary for you now. So I'm saying, I'm giving you the 9 dots in that pattern. What you have to do is using only 4 straight lines, okay, which have to go through all the dots, and do not lift your pencil from the paper. You have to finally go past all the dots. Don't leave any dot untouched, but you're allowed to make only 4 straight lines. So let's see you now work to the next level. You've done yours. I'll just take a look. No, you're more than 4 lines. That's more than 4 lines. Count. That's more than 4 lines. In exactly 4 lines, you should have covered all the dots.
And we can't lift.
You can't lift the pencil. All the dots. Okay, she's got it. She's got it. She's got it. I'll just show you, but I'll give you a minute or so, at least explore. You cannot lift your pencil. That's what happened, or you just joined it? Because I'm going to be asking you to come and show your finger movement. How did you do it without lifting your pencil? Okay.
Now I got it. She got it, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Count. 4 lines. We need 4 lines to join the entire lot. Shall I share the answer with you?
Yes.
She's got the answer, but I wasn't sure whether she lifted the pencil or not. Here is the answer.
That's pretty creative. Wow. That's a real deep.
So you have gone. Now I did draw out boundaries for you, but I didn't tell you the length of the line. And I didn't even tell you that it has to stop here. Right? So that's where your own exploration comes in the way. Right? You start moving in. You can start whichever way is your starting point, but you can yourself see how the answer is. All right? Okay, let's move on. So again, if we are also creative, what is the problem? The problem is that this process of being able to channelize correctly is something that we're not very comfortable with, or we're probably a little unknown to. And that's where, despite the fact that we have creative juices flowing all the while, we realize that we fall short in terms of how we constructively bring out an idea. And that's what we need to slowly explore. In fact, like I shared earlier, this whole divergence of thought, when we say we brainstorm, have you used the term ever, brainstorm? In fact, recently in the corporate jargon, brainstorming has pretty much become extinct now. We say thought showers. We don't use the word brainstorm because storm actually destroys. So the word and the terminology is not very conducive to look at or even sound constructive. But when you say thought showers, what happens with a shower? It comes one way, and actually it helps germination happen. So that's how the new terminology has come in terms of thought showers. So when you are thinking divergently, you're expanding, you are into exploring. So you can actually let your mind go all over the place. I don't know how many of you have seen this movie, Hasi To Phasi. I mean, I guess the Indian ones would have seen, probably, wherein the hero and the heroine are having a conversation about a cricket match where the entire field of cricket, that entire stadium, they are disconnected in one way, that the field moves clockwise and the stadium moves anti-clockwise, and fielders grab the ball by having some gadgets which make them fly. Now that's berserk. I mean, can you even imagine something like that? And they're like, can you think of an idea like this? Now that's allowed in creativity. It's allowed, but only up to a level where it's into divergent thinking. But the moment you want to start crystallizing, you move inwards, you converge, and you start seeing what actually is workable. Because that's the time you start measuring out what you have versus what you can get, and be a little realistic to some extent. And finally, it converges to the level of concreteness, and that's when innovation happens. So innovation combines two steps, creativity and then the execution. So basically, we are talking of generation of new ideas, and finally, when you implement that creative idea, you call it innovation. So that is the basic difference between the two, as you can see here. So creativity is coming up with ideas. Innovation is bringing the ideas to life. If you have an idea, but you do nothing about it, it remains only a creative idea. But if you have actually put it into action, whether it's in the form of a device or some literary work or whatever it is, that's when you say you've moved into innovation. This is a great saying by George Bernard Shaw. You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were. And I say, why not? Right? So I think in our own capacities, each one of us has so much of potential to be able to explore in the little things that we do in life that you can actually keep moving on and exploring things. We do some activities now to do with lateral thinking, which is a kind of a parallel thought. And I will take you to that. This terminology was coined in 1967 by the Maltese physician, psychologist, author, inventor, Edward de Bono. Probably some of you have read his books. Six Thinking Hats, I think, is one of the most popular ones. So basically, when we are talking of lateral thinking, we are talking of reaching out to any problem with solutions, but in a creative way. Okay? So I'm now going to have a very interesting exercise for you all. I will give you a statement. Okay? Listen to the statement. Like I gave you the word red, listen to the statement and come with your response. It could be just anything. All right? Just anything. But speak up. All right. The first one. In the middle of the ocean is a yacht. Several corpses are floating in the water nearby. That's the scenario. Okay? So these are the two statements. What comes to your mind? Yes. Titanic. Vacation. Corpses. Okay. A zombie vacation? Yeah. Poisoned water in the area. Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. Some thrillers. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile. Ocean? Okay. Anyone?
Blowing up the yacht.
Okay. So we can see a whole wide exploration of ideas happening. Let me share what was in my mind. A group of people are on an ocean voyage. I was just trying to look at a more realistic angle there. What could have happened, okay? A group of people are on an ocean voyage in a yacht. One afternoon, they all decide to go swimming, so they put on their swimsuits and dive off the side into the water. Unfortunately, they forget to set up a ladder on the side of the boat, so there's no way for them to climb back in, and probably they drown. That's an absolutely different thought now. It's just you start thinking. The more you think, the more you get the potential to explore. Let's see another one. Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice all live in the same house. Bob and Carol go out to a movie, and when they return, Alice is lying dead on the floor in a puddle of water and glass. It is obvious that Ted killed her, but Ted is not prosecuted or severely punished. What do you make of it? She slipped? It is evident, it is quite obvious that Ted has killed. That is also a statement there. So what do you think?
Somebody else has come up with
Okay.
He spilled the water.
Spill the water. Okay.
Ted could be in the room and create a scenario for somebody else to do it with all the slippery water and stuff for Carol to be in a, how do you call it, a back and forth with another person. So like, let's say it's a slippery, soapy water, and so she just.
Okay. That's another thought. Okay. Okay, that's why he couldn't be prosecuted. Okay. Anyone else?
Ted committed suicide.
Okay. All right.
Maybe Ted, that is the lead prosecutor.
Yeah? And anything is possible. Okay, what about this? What about this? Possible? Because I wrote puddle of water and glass. So from the glass bowl, obviously this guy was a cat and trying, right? There's no panelist. Okay, another one. A man lives on the 12th floor of an apartment building. Every morning he wakes up, gets dressed, eats, goes to the elevator, takes it down to the lobby, and leaves the building for work. In the evening, he goes through the lobby to the elevator, and if there is someone else in the elevator, or if it was raining that day, he goes back to his floor directly. However, if there is nobody else in the elevator and it hasn't rained, he goes to the 10th floor and walks up 2 flights of stairs to his room. What do you make of it? He cleans the window.
Want everyone to know where he actually
He works in the building.
He works in the building. No, but what is the whole idea of him going to the 10th floor and walking up 2 flights?
Because it's the roof, right? On the roof.
The elevator, nobody's
No, but he lives on the 12th floor.
But the elevator goes up to the 10th floor.
He has a small place on the roof.
No, the elevator is not up to the 10th floor. Just see, every morning he wakes up, goes to the elevator, comes down. So while coming down,
We don't want to, I mean, he's a guy who wants to go with the stairs,
He wants to
but
exercise.
when it's raining, it's all closed up, right? So he just want to go directly to the apartment.
They are two different buildings.
So he just wants to avoid that.
There are two different buildings.
No, I think he needs to exercise.
okay, shall I show you the thought? The guy is a midget. When you see the buttons that are there in an elevator, typically they go upwards, floor-wise. Now he's a midget. Our man can't reach the button. But when in the morning when he takes the lift, it's easy for him to press the ground floor. Right? The 12th floor he can't reach. So if it's raining, he has an umbrella. Obviously he uses that to, kind of push the button. Or if someone else is there, he takes their help. Now, I'm just giving you examples of how you can start thinking from a very regular scene and say, hey, I can explore this in a different way altogether. That's how you get creative, slow and steady. Yeah? So you're enjoying this? Okay. So, what time do we finish? What time do we finish?
10 minutes.
Okay. You also